Alright, today we'll be learning how to make incremental lead generation for Instagram. So a big problem with most of the videos I've seen and most of like the Instagram lead generation methods is that like you scrape it once and then it gets a scrape list from the top SEO like performing profile counts. This is like if you're scraping for leads, right, based on the keyword on like for profile names. And that's a big issue. They keep getting the same order. So then if you want to get more leads, you have to get a bigger scrape, right? You have to scrape more amount of people, and then the first like maybe 100 they've already scraped previously, you just have to scrape again, and that's wasting like a bunch of money. So I thought of a method to continuously keep adding new profiles to your account. So this is the workflow right here, and basically how it works is that you can set the timer to anything, but every day or every week, based on your keyword, it will search Instagram posts based on like a hashtag, and then with the Instagram post, it will actually look for the profile username. And then with this AI agent, we check whether the post and the users like something that's our target lead. And then if it is, we take it in, we put it on our database, and then we can use that lead to scrape the profile, and then we can check the profile and qualify the lead, and then add it to our database. And this runs every time, and then eventually you just have a big database of leads, and it won't cost as much because you're getting new posts, right, every day. So then the posts be different, maybe by different people, and hopefully there's not much duplicates compared to the first method, right? So I'm gonna walk through how to build it. And yeah, this video is actually for a friend, but I might put this on YouTube. And hopefully I can finish this quickly because I need to sleep. Oh my days. So let's create a workflow. We'll name the workflow incremental Instagram lead gen. Yes, and there will be a document attached. This just has all the copy and paste stuff. So we'll make a trigger. We'll just make a manual trigger for now. And then we'll make a set. And right now, I'm just setting it manually. But to be honest, you could make your own database of keywords and then alternate between them and stuff like that. But you can add that if you want. For now, I'll make this set node set keyword, and basically this is the keyword, the variable, and then this is whatever keyword we're going to use. And then next, we're going to make a HTTP request node. So the idea, we actually get these scrapes from Apify, right? And then just make an account. It's very easy, and then you get $5 every month, I'm pretty sure, to use any of these scrapers, right? So these scrapers actually called actors, and basically they all just do different things. For us specifically, we want the Instagram scraper. Yeah, so this is an actor. It costs 2.7 for 1,000 results, and we get $5, so you can test this as much as you want. And yeah, so you can actually run it here, but we want the API to connect it to n8n. So you're gonna go to API endpoint, and then you're gonna want to run actors synchronously and get dataset items, right? So this runs the actor, and scrapes the data, and then you return all the data set after the time. If you use these other ones, it'll run it, but then you have to make another node to retrieve it. So you want to copy this and you would want to paste this here, but I'm probably not gonna paste it because I don't want my token getting leaked. Right, and then you want to send these headers. So header you need is accept, and then application/JSON. Right, and then send body, and then be using JSON. These are the instructions that you use the Aper file scraper. So you can get it from here, from this JSON thing. So as you can see, this is like you can run the actor on the website, and then basically what I've chosen is to scrape posts, and then the max results per URL. Right, so I just made it 1 because I don't want too much. And then this is a search query, and then you can also make it so the post is newer than like how long. Right now I put it for 30 days, but you can change it for 1 day, so then every day. So if you're scraping every day, it'll be a completely new post. And then search type is use hashtags, and then this, or you can grab the JSON for this configuration and put it in this. But then your keyword might be different, so if you just execute the previous node. Right, I have to put something down. Great. Let me use this example one. Execute previous node, and then see this is our keyword. We can just drag it down here. Oh. Not bad. Alright. See, I can see this is the config, and then we're using searching whatever keyword you use. So this, once you have pasted in the API endpoint and put it in here, when you run, it should run the scraper. As you can see here, there's an example where I'll run the scraper, and then it will return some result and all the post, right? So I've run this before in my other tests, so I'm gonna put the mock data just so we can see how it works. So yeah, this is what I got from when I run it on my other workflow. And this, it's a lot of data, it's a lot of posts, so you can get a lot of leads. And it gives you all the other similar hashtags also, but that's not that useful. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of things, and some we don't need. So that's why we can make a code node after, and then we'll use the code within the Word document. Just grab all this. This is basically just a filter for the data, and just cleans up all the data. Okay. So once you paste the code in, it will filter all this messy data, and then it'll make it nicely like this. So it'll sort it by each different profile and the post, and actually their posts, because it gives multiple posts, and the hashtags, and what is display URL and stuff. But yeah, once we have this, we don't know whether it actually goes to our target audience, because it just gives it based on the keyword, and they might have typos or some stuff. So we're gonna have a loop node, a loop over items node, and this is to loop through every single item we have, every single profile we have. As we can see, that's 29. So firstly, we're gonna need to create a Google Sheets doc. Make a blank sheet. So this is where we store our database and stuff. And because it might be a duplicated might be a duplicated profile. We need to actually check, right? So I'm gonna have to put this node in, but there's not gonna be anything in there yet. So we'll call it just save things as a workflow incremental IG leads, and we're gonna have to make a table. So we just add like the basic things like full name, username, owner ID, whether it qualifies this for later, and then we can also do grading system, scoring system. Then yeah, so I'm following off like my other Google Sheets, scraped, Insta URL, bio, category, and reasoning. Right. So this this for our database, and then you're gonna actually have to need to connect your Google credentials, right? I probably won't explain that in this video because it takes a bit and I can't do it off the top of my head. Check if user already exists. That's the point of this node. But yeah, you're gonna have to make a Google Sheets credentials, and you have to go to Google authentication, create an app. It's quite of a process. Search up another YouTube video or ask ChatGPT. It's not that hard, but yeah, I'll watch this document, and then so basically we'll get this document from the list, and then obviously the first sheet, and we'll add a filter, right? So we execute the previous node. We have this data, right? And then there's the owner ID, and this will always be different for every single owner, right? So we just check whether this owner ID exists within a database, and if we execute step, right, it should return nothing. So we have to make sure it always outputs data, because if it returns nothing, none of the nodes after will work. So it returns an empty array. And then basically we have to check whether this whether anything existed. So right now I can't show exactly because we know data. So basically to get the JSON owner ID, right? Because if it does exist, it will return like one of a row, and then there will be the owner ID. So we've checked whether this exists or not. Since it doesn't exist, it will go in true, and then that's where we do an AI agent to check the posts for that profile. And I have the AI prompt here. There's the user prompt. The user prompt, we'll choose define below. So wait. So this is the user prompt. As you can see, this is from the loop item node, and this will give us like the caption and hashtags. I'm only making it look at one post because each profile has different amount of posts, and it's kind of hard to implement in the AI unless you want to make the AI loop through each post, but that's just a waste of credits. So we add the model. Right now I'm using ChatGPT. You can use Gemini for free if you use the smallest one, but I won't teach you how to make that for now. You can search it up. Oh, I can make a video about it. I'll probably use a nano for this one. GPT-5 nano. This is the cheapest one. So, because there will be a lot of different things, like different items. So, and I don't think you need that high of a LLM. And then we don't. I mean, you could put an output parser to check for the output to be correct, but I actually have a code for it, so I don't waste. Because output parsers are pretty like annoying. You need like another AI to check the output parser, and that's wasting credits. So we'll connect this to. Oh wait, I forgot. So we'll have to put the system message. You can grab it from here. And then that's also in the system prompt, and the system prompt basically, system prompt and user prompt is not that different. System prompt is above, it's like has more priority, but you could put both in the same thing. It doesn't really matter. So if we run this should work. Or analyze, as you can see, it grabs this message: 40 children at night. This one is completely irrelevant to our target use, because we our keyword is school, and we're looking for people who have like school communities. So this should say false, right? But you can see it's kind of like has bad outputting. So that's why we make a code node after, and you just copy and paste this one. And if you run this, I should have pinned this. Alright, so this code basically gets the output, and then ChatGPT is not that good at outputting stuff because it has that temperature, it's not deterministic. So we'll make it makes it false. Also makes it Boolean, so it's easy to use. Alright, next. We check what the ChatGPT gave it. We go to the Boolean and then we check if it's true. And we use this data. So basically, this will be passed into here. It will say false, and then we check what is true. So then since it's false, it will go into the bottom category. But if it's true, we want to add it to our database. So let me get a Google Sheet. And then we want to append the row in our database. So we pick incremental IG leads, sheet 1, and then so if we have the data, it'll be easy to pull in, but we don't have the data. So I'll just copy and paste. It'll be from loop over. Do you think I could give a fake data? No. Alright, so we can't actually input all of these because we don't have these yet. Just delete these, and then we just have the owner ID and whether it's scraped or not. So if you tested it and the first one is incorrect, we can use these. This you can pick it from the top left, but basically be the looped over node, and then we're getting the items from this node. So the full name, the username, and our own ID of the profile, and then we scrape, there'll be no. Honestly, we don't need that, but it doesn't matter. And then after we've put in the database, we get another HTTP request node, and this is the script actual profile. So we'll go to Apify, and then there's the Instagram profile scraper. And this one's a little cheaper. Not really. And then like the same thing, we'll get the endpoints, and you copy this, and then you put it into here. And you also have to send a body, and that's just basically like the username. You go to input, go to JSON, you can just copy this and then paste it into the JSON. and we swap this with the username that will be outputted from this database, right? And yeah, so this picks up the username from the database. And then I'm not gonna run it now because that's also wasting credits. So I'm gonna give the mock data and just put it here. So this is a mock data of something I scraped. It's a driving social media. Actually this is interesting because the post did look like it matched the criteria, but the actual profile doesn't at all, because they weren't selling a community or like a course. But yeah, let me just get put links so there's no errors. And then after we scrape the profile data, we're also gonna clean that data. So let me just make a code node. And as you can see, this data is all kind of split up into different like items and little objects. And it's kind of hard to put this into the AI agent because you'd have to manually scrape all of these, and if there's multiple of the same thing, it doesn't really understand. So that's why a good tip is to like just convert all the text to just a big wall of this one like text, like one item. And the code is given for that here. This code likely won't work because the comments are messing it up, but we'll try. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull it from my other code node. I'll fix that in the document later. On schedule node, I guess. Press D to deactivate this. Connect it to this. And we'll execute the step. Yeah, so you can see all the items. Go turn this big wall of text with all the different posts and profiles and stuff. So we're gonna make an AI agent read this. And this is to qualify whether this guy's profile and feed qualify to be like a good lead for us. And put lead qualifier and scorer, and then we'll do define below. And then the system prompts are here. Also, these prompts is specifically for our target users, like our target leads. So using this for anything else you're gonna have to change the prompts. But the best way to make the prompts is just asking ChatGPT, this is my ICP, can you make a prompt for n8n to do whatever you want. Yeah, so we use this, and then connect a chat model. This one I think is a bit more important, so we use the ChatGPT mini. And yeah, and then this one is also, we're gonna need a output parser format because there's too many things and it's not easy. Like for that one, there's just one. There's just keep when there's true or false, so you can use a code for that. But this one has too many, so we attach this to, and we'll give it. So it's in the system prompt. If I just go back to this expression, open it up, as you can see, this is what it will look like. That's what you can put in output parser. And basically it's generated from JSON examples. So basically the AI looks at this example and makes sure whatever outputs looks like this. You have to put it inside apostrophes. it won't work. Just take this out. And then usually this also doesn't work because AI is kind of dumb. So we did an auto fix format, and then we can attach another AI model, and this one you can use Nano. Also for these models, you're gonna have to put in your credentials, right, to actually connect to ChatGPT, and you have to pay some money to just get like some credits for like APIs, something like $5. And then you can connect this to Google Sheets. And then you can update rows in the sheet. And then this is basically updating the data that was already inputted with the new data from here. So if we just go back, HTTP requests, the full name and username should be already done, but we'll match it based on the owner ID. Just from there. And then where the qualifiers would be up to the AI. So let me just run this. And then we can see it does not qualify because it has no mention of coursing. Give it a grade, it's a bad lead. Gives it a score. And reasoning. And then the categories we can get from here. The HTTP request. Put the bio, Instagram URL, category. I think it's in the bottom. Let me check. It's not. Let me look for it. Business category name, athlete. Yep. And when it's been scraped, yes. So here we can't execute this because I actually haven't added anything in. But yeah, so this is to update the lead, and then basically you'll have the complete lead. I can show you like the other ones. There's like a test, some tests I did. There's this guy, and he qualifies false, and it's scraped. Yes, and then the bio and all that. So we just have this lead in the database added. And then once that is done, we still have the other 28 leads to go through. So then we have to bring this all the way around to the loop. And also for these if nodes, we have to bring these to the loop also. So that if the user already exists, we'll go to the next one. If it's not a good potential lead from that one post, we'll go to the next one. And then if we added it to the database, we'll go to the next one. And that's basically the whole workflow. That's it. This is a terrible video. I don't even know if I could edit this to save this. But that's how you make the incremental Instagram lead generation workflow for n8n. And it'll run every day, and then it will slowly get posts, look at the profiles, and then add them to your database. And eventually you have a huge rich database, and you can make this significantly bigger or faster by just changing the result size over here. That's the search limit and the result limit. You change these two. But yeah, that's it. Good luck.